Okay, let's unpack this. I mean, it's an astonishing cultural collision that's happening.
It really is.
You've got one of the most beloved, visually epic anime films, Hayao Miyazaki's Princess Mononoke.
Mm-hmm.
And it's being adapted for kabuki,
Mm-hmm.
the ancient, super formalized Japanese stage art.
It's just a massive statement. You're taking a modern myth. The film's only, 25 years old?
Right.
And you're translating it into a theatrical tradition that is, well, it's over 400 years old. So this is more than entertainment. It feels like a very deliberate evolution of the art form itself.
Exactly. So for our deep dive today, we're going to look right at the source materials you brought and focus on the history here, this unique format they're using and the actual production details.
Yeah.
Basically, if you want the complete picture of how high art and modern pop culture are intersecting here, this is it.
And let's just start with the most vital detail.
Right.
This is happening. Princess Mononoke is set for the stage in the summer of 2026.
Locked in. It's not just an idea.
Not at all. It's real.
That 2026 date gives us some time, which is good because you really have to appreciate the sheer stature of the film they're working with.
You absolutely do. To understand the stakes for this adaptation, you have to go back to the original film's release.
Yeah.
So when it hit Japanese cinemas, I think it was July 1999, it didn't just do well. It set a completely new benchmark for animation and honestly for all of Japanese cinema.
And the financial side of it is where people's jaws usually drop.
The figures are they're staggering for that time. The film raked in 20.18 billion yen.
In Japan alone.
In Japan alone, which is about 129 million US dollars. But that's not even the most impressive part.
Go on.
For a time, it actually surpassed Titanic.
No way.
Yes, it became the highest grossing film ever in Japan. That was a historic moment. It proved that a domestic animated film could go head-to-head with a global blockbuster and win.
And that's so critical. So it's not just this critically acclaimed art film. It's a commercial monster that redefined what was possible. And it won all the awards too, right?
Precisely. Beyond the box office, it won the big one. Picture of the Year at the 21st Japan Academy Film Prize. It's a national treasure.
And the story itself, it's not simple. You've got this dense, really powerful narrative about, well, nature versus progress, basically.
Lady Eboshi and Irontown against sand and the forest gods. Yeah. It's full of moral ambiguity, environmental themes. It's heavy stuff.
Which feels like it would be a perfect fit for the stage.
It's fascinatingly well-suited. Kabuki thrives on these high-stakes, dramatic, almost operatic, emotional conflicts. And the struggle in Mononoke, this clash between the forest spirit and the march of technology, it's perfect for the heightened reality of Kabuki.
But I have to ask, I mean, the school of the movie, you've got giant wolves sweeping landscapes, the great forest spirit transforming. Doesn't that just work against the limits of a stage?
That is the exact tension, yes. And it's why the format they chose is so important. This isn't your grandfather's classical kabuki. This is Super Kabuki.
Okay, let's define that. What does that super label really mean? Why is that the key that makes a Ghibli adaptation even possible?
So the aha moment here is realizing that Super Kabuki was intentionally designed to break these boundaries. Traditional kabuki. It sticks to classic plays, historical stories, very established forms.
Right, the fixed movements, the kata.
Exactly. Super Kabuki keeps all the visual splendor, the music, the costumes, the staging, but it frees the art form from those old narrative rules.
It's a vehicle for modernization then.
Yes. It lets them bring in contemporary stories, sci-fi, fantasy, epic anime films, and it uses modern stage tech lighting, projections, hydraulics to get that grand skip.
So all the spectacular stage tricks Kabuki is known for. The Karen.
But amplified with modern technology.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And this isn't some brand new idea. We have to give credit to the pioneer here.
Absolutely. The originator is the legend Inosuke Ichikawa III. He started this whole movement way back in 1986.
Wow, so it has a 4-decade history.
It shows a real commitment to making kabuki a living art form, one that speaks to people today.
And crucially, this whole approach has already been tested on a Miyazaki masterpiece. The Nausicaä adaptation is the proof of concept.
It really is. Nausicaä was adapted back in 2019, and it was so successful they revived it in 2022. That show proved how Super Kabuki can handle Miyazaki's signature style.
So what did they learn from Nausicaä that gives them the confidence to tackle Mononoke?
It proved two things. First, that the audience is there. It brought in younger crowds, people who might never have gone to a traditional kabuki show. And second, it proved it was physically possible. They figured out how to translate animation into live stagecraft. If you can put the giant insects from Nausicaä on a stage.
Then the wolves and boars from Mononoke seem doable.
They have a roadmap. It's all about how they use light, massive fabrics and those stylized dramatic poses, the minai, to suggest immense power and scale.
So for you listening, Super Kabuki is the bridge. You get the rich tradition, the amazing costumes, the incredible makeup, the kumadori.
But it's all applied to a story you already know and love in a way that can actually realize those huge, fantastical moments. It's the perfect blend of heritage and innovation.
Okay, so let's shift to the logistics. We know the how is Super Kabuki. Let's talk about the where, when, and most importantly, the who.
The details are all set. Performances are scheduled for July and August of 2026, so it's the big summer show.
And the venue.
The prestigious Shinbashi and Bujo Theater in Tokyo, a classic grand venue that's perfect for something on this epic scale.
And what about the team tasked with? I mean, how do you even adapt a 3-hour animated epic for the stage? Who's writing it?
The sources point to a really interesting duo on the screenplay, Keiko Niwa and Kazuhisa Tobe. And Niwa is the key name there.
Why is that?
She's worked with Studio Ghibli before, on films like The Wind Rises and Arriety.
Oh, wow. Okay, so that's a huge deal. You have someone in the room who actually understands Miyazaki's specific storytelling rhythm from the inside.
Exactly. And you pair her Ghibli insight with Kazuhisa Tobe, who is a veteran kabuki playwright. They're the bridge. And they're being guided by the director, Kensuke Yokuchi.
Now, let's get to the casting. Because in kabuki, lineage and the actors themselves are everything. Who's playing our leads?
This is probably the most exciting part for anyone who follows kabuki.
Let's start with Ashitaka, the noble hero.
He'll be played by Danko Ichikawa, who is only 21 years old.
21. That's very young.
It's a huge statement. He's a rising star from a famous theatrical family, and casting someone so young really emphasizes Ashitaka's idealism. It feels like a passing of the torch.
A young actor for a young hero trying to find his way. Okay, that makes sense. And that youth contrasts so heavily with the fierce title character, San.
It does. And for San, the wolf girl, they've cast Ichitaro Nakamura. He's 35.
A very deliberate choice.
Oh, completely. He's a deeply experienced actor. So
Yeah.
you have this built-in tension on stage just from the age difference. The hardened, almost feral resilience of San, played by the veteran, against the quiet nobility of the younger Ashitaka.
And Ichitaro will be performing as an onagata, a male actor playing a female role, which is, that's central to kabuki tradition.
That's right. He has to convey San's intense feminine ferocity, but through the highly formalized movements of that tradition. The casting itself creates drama. It's brilliant stagecraft.
So when you put this all together, for someone just learning about this event, you've got this legendary film being poured into the innovative mold of Super Kabuki.
You're watching an art form modernize itself in real time. This isn't just a cash grab, it's a real cultural conversation. It's modern Japanese mythology, Miyazaki's work, being officially welcomed into the house of a centuries-old tradition.
And it all comes down to that act of translation, taking the impossible visuals of animation and making them real with human bodies and stagecraft.
Which leaves us with a final, really interesting question for you to think about.
Go ahead.
If Super Kabuki relies on costumes, makeup, and formalized movement, what's the one element from the film that presents the biggest, most fascinating challenge for them to get right on stage?
Is it the Kodama? Those little silent head-rattling forest spirits? How do you do dozens of them? Or what about the great forest spirit itself? That silent, massive, transforming presence.
Yeah.
Its power in the film comes from pure light and scale. How do you bring that awe-inspiring magic to life without it just looking, silly?
That right there, that's the ultimate test of what Super Kabuki can do.